Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Hijinks Anime channel. Today we got me, Iggy, and Riot here, and this is the perfect three to have here because these two haven't really gotten far into One Piece. Iggy's watched one episode and Riot's watched 37. He's cooking. So today we're gonna be checking out the appeal of One Piece by Super Eye Patch Wolf. Interesting name, but this will basically show you guys what's the appeal of One Piece, and I guess where to start, but the obvious place to start is episode 1. So, yeah, without further ado, make sure to like and subscribe, because we're going to be watching One Piece on the channel. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Let's go.
A while now, there has been a certain ominous shadow cast across this channel. You see, as a YouTuber, I'm generally known for 4 things. My long, in-depth videos, my love of all things shonen, my utterly flawless spelling, and my absolutely perfect pronunciation of the Japanese language. And the problem with those former two is that at some points it means that I need to do a video on the series One Piece.
That was spot on.
Which is fine. I like One Piece quite a lot, in fact.
One Piece is
very good. But the issue comes from how insanely long the series is, residing at its 833rd chapter, and the staggering breadth.
Wow, this is back when it was only 800 chapters.
The One Piece wiki has currently 866 named characters. I know because I counted, and it took a long time.
It's more now.
So how does one talk about such a massive series like One Piece? Well, the answer that I've come to, at least, is the same way that one devours a whale. And that is piece by piece.
That's actually kind of a sick bar.
Piece.
One Piece.
Dang!
Fuck, no, that's not good.
And so, what we're going to do here today is that rather than go straight into a full-blown why you should watch/read, which, don't worry, we will get to, is to first put out a shorter video covering what I consider some of the broader structural aspects of One Piece, which will then free us up and allow us to take a much deeper dive into the characters and themes later on. So with this in mind, my friends, please sit back, relax, and consider this an entree with the main course still to come. And let's discuss the appeal of One Piece.
There's a lot.
Where to start? I first encountered One Piece in 2006 on the UK television version of Toonami, and unbeknownst to me at the time, what I was watching was the infamous 4Kids dub, which would become well known over time for its questionable translation and excessive amounts of censorship. And even despite these factors, I really came to enjoy the adventures of Nami, Zoro, and of course Luffy. The series had a unique playfulness to it that made it stand out from other more stoic series I'd seen up until this point,
all the OG
like
villains,
Bleach and Dragon Ball Z. And even in the show's more dramatic moments, there was always a tremendous amount of fun to be had. Of course, as I watched the imaginative pirate adventure on my parents' old TV, what I was completely unaware of was what a world-shattering phenomenon I was actually dealing with. That revelation would only strike me several years later, when, on a trip to Japan, it became obvious what a massive deal One Piece actually was. Around every corner in every shop seemed to lie another new piece of
subscribe and like so we can go to
pirate
Japan.
merchandise. Luffy and his ragtag crew were
Hijinks
everywhere
anime road trip to Japan would go sick.
Bread,
we can't drive there, bro.
Even entire One Piece branded shops.
Or y'all can come to Vegas.
It was incredible to
go to
see
the One
how
Piece
what
Cafe.
I thought was a simple show about pirates utterly dominate the mass consciousness of a single country. The closest thing I could liken it to was the Simpsons mania of early 90s America. This
so basically,
was, of course,
he's
before I started
comparing
looking
like
into things like global sales
Simpsons
figures and
is
weekly
to
show
America,
rankings. And if I had, I would have known
Japan.
things like the fact that One Piece has sold over 400 million units worldwide, making it the 3rd biggest selling comic in existence, recently beating out Spider-Man for the number 3 spot,
One Piece
leaving
grew
only
over
Batman
time.
and Superman ahead of it. And even then, in 2016, Batman sold 1,859,956 units, and Superman sold 828,069 units. And you could even roughly double the sales of both series by taking into account all their offshoot titles. And it still wouldn't even come close to the 12 million in sales that One Piece sold that same year.
One Piece is different.
And where things really start to get crazy is that if these trends were to continue and One Piece were to
I do. One Piece a rich person, bro?
Yes. I do low-key want to say though, one of my things while I watched this the first time I watched it is like, wouldn't One Piece sell more because it has 1,000 chapters?
Yeah.
Like,
because there's not a lot with like, because with superheroes, they're limited. How much they can do with one superhero.
If it's actually comparing every single type of Superman and every single type of Batman thing ever made, because there's different variants, I guess that actually is impressive. But I don't know if it's covering every single Batman comic ever made, because you know there's like the Batman who laughs, the different variants, all that type of shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
The thing is, like, old Batman and Superman comics are extremely valuable.
Yeah.
So that could be why they're above One Piece, even if they're so low in sales, because their value of the old ones, like some, like I think one Superman comic that's extremely old, brand new, vintage, like $5+ million.
You know what I find funny about the old comics being worth so much is that I watched a video and it was like 5 cents. They cost like 5 cents originally. So now they're worth
5 cents for a comic.
Yeah. So, and now they're worth way more.
That's how it was in like the 40s. Bro.
Yeah.
It's true.
Wish I was
just a dime.
Low-key wish I was alive back then, bro. It's like, no, it's insane now.
Run for another decade, it would nearly certainly surpass Batman in lifetime global sales.
10 cents right there.
And if it were to run for another 2 decades, which for Oda's sake I hope doesn't happen, it would surpass even Superman becoming the biggest selling comic in existence. Now, I'm not saying I think this will happen, but it's a hell of a thing to consider.
So Batman and Superman are above all time.
How has a series about a pirate boy made of rubber managed to capture the hearts and minds of so many people worldwide?
It'd take 20
well,
years.
To put it simply, the primary appeal of One Piece
might
is
still
the
be
simple
going
premise
low-key.
of adventure. And yes, that is also the core concept of countless other shonen series, but nothing really captures the same sense of scale and exploration as the world of pirates.
True.
Our hero on this voyage is the energetic young pirate, Monkey D. Luffy. Luffy is a simple character with a simple goal: to find the mysterious treasure only known as One Piece, and in doing so, become king of the pirates. This was Luffy's primary motivator from Chapter 1 and remains so in Chapter 834. And this keeps Luffy's journey along the one distinct path, which is a concept surprisingly unique to One Piece.
I got a question for this though.
In most other shonen series,
in the current you don't have to spoil it, but are they even like alluding to it actually being a thing? Or is it more like alluding to the fact that it doesn't exist?
Oh, it's a thing. Okay, I don't know why people think the One Piece is gonna be something so grand. I literally think it's gonna be treasure. That's my thought, though. None of us truly know what it is, but it's like, it's what a pirate hid. I think it's just treasure.
Like, yeah, because back then, like, they never showed like any of these hockey, freaking insane powers, like Garp doing a galaxy impact, or Kaido showing freaking, or Gear 5, all those gears. They never showed that back like in the 2000s, and it's just grew into something crazy. So honestly, I think they changed the idea from me just being treasure to, like, I don't know, like power. Maybe like power, like the Roger hid. Maybe.
I don't know. We'll find out someday. Bro, they're not sponsoring us, bro.
Sponsor us.
Mountain Dew, we're challenging y'all right now. If we hit 1 million subs, sponsor, bro. Y'all got to.
Yeah.
Our heroes will go on several different large adventures throughout the course of its run, and these are what make up the arcs. But in One Piece's case, it's always the same journey along the same path, to the point that you can actually chart Luffy's route out on a physical map. And the sub-arcs come from the various different islands or land masses the crew encounters along the way. This works particularly well as it makes the core story of One Piece very easy to understand,
that's also why
while also allowing for a massive amount of variety in the series sub-arcs.
Yeah.
Some can be very simple,
that's pretty much what he's
like
saying
the
right
Barty
now.
arc, in which the Straw Hats visit a
crazy
famous
world.
sailing restaurant in order to recruit a chef. Or very complicated, like the Dressrosa arc, in which the crew must untangle a web of political intrigue and face down a vicious and tyrannical false king. And because of how the arcs are structured with literal massive quantities of ocean between them, there's no real limit to the kind of stories One Piece can tell. They start off fairly villain of the week-esque, with most enemies being rival pirate captains. But as we move on, we see the Straw Hats embroiled in government conspiracies,
this is right here.
abducted by massive haunted ghost ships.
That little scene they popped up, like, hold up. Let me try to pause on it. Yeah, this right here. This is my favorite, like, arc/fights.
See the Straw Hats embroiled in government conspiracies,
That was really good.
abducted by massive
By the way, that guy,
entourage
that was
ships,
Lucci.
springing jailbreaks, and even being at
Lucci
the
was there.
center
With-
of
but when he
large-scale
wasn't a
global
freaking tiger?
conflicts. And throughout the entire adventure, there's this real, genuine sense of time and progress. When Luffy sets out on his journey from Fuchsia Village, he has little more to his name than a wooden dinghy and his straw hat. And now, 20 years later, he's an infamous pirate warlord, the world-famous captain of one of the most renowned pirate crews in all of existence, the Straw Hat Pirates, of whom include a master samurai, a technologically advanced pantsless cyborg, and even an undead violinist with an awful, amazing sense of humor.
Berries is like their money.
Okay.
So Marines, if you do some, basically, you have a bounty. You know that. Like every pirate, every well-known pirate has a bounty. So once you do something that threatens the world government, they put a bounty on your head.
Yeah.
So is he like one of the
Luffy
most,
has
or
like,
is he?
Yes.
Yeah, Luffy has like
Currently,
5 to 6 billion.
no. Currently, Luffy has 3 billion.
Oh, 3 billion.
Okay.
3 billion.
Who is
And
there?
I-
People?
and-
How many people is there like above him? Is there like a lot above him?
Not
I
many.
think the warlords.
Luffy is a warlord
Oh.
Ooh.
and current. I guess I don't know
I
if that
think
counts as
Big.
spoiler,
I think
but
Big Mama had like one of 5 billion, like Big Mama did.
yeah, there's definitely people who have more, but yeah, I've seen people like saying like Luffy's probably gonna end up having the highest ever, like at 10 billion. That's the speculation.
That'd be insane.
So yeah, we'll see. But it just be like, yeah, it's just how much they want you dead, basically.
Okay. Bro,
One of
at
the
3
core
billion.
joys
What
of
do you
One Piece
do?
is
I don't know
watching
how
Luffy
Luffy's
slowly
not at the
ascend
top,
in
though.
status
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
build
like
his
right there.
crew as each new battle propels him closer to his dream while also increasing his notoriety worldwide. It's not ever a story you could accuse of moving quickly, but it is always moving, and I think it's only when you look back that you see how far Luffy and his crew have actually come.
Yeah.
Of course, the success of an adventure series is largely
See,
dependent on the
I'm about to
world
expose Riot. He low-key watches One Piece through TikTok.
Okay.
But the thing is, don't cook him, because I understand it's 1,000 episodes. But that's what I love about One Piece, and what I think y'all love about it is like seeing the progress in lifetime. It actually it feels so good. It's one of the best parts. Like I love it. It is cool, like skipping ahead, seeing Gear 5, seeing all the powerful stuff. But watching the crew slowly progress after every single challenge. Once we watch One Piece, I think y'all will love it even more.
That's the thing. Like I mean, if I like started One Piece like a couple years ago, I probably would have been caught up with you maybe. Like if I watched it every day,
Yeah. That honestly, I would just, when I was watching it a lot, I would just turn it on before I went to sleep every night. Like that's what I was watching. I didn't watch no YouTube. I didn't watch no other shows. I was One Piece.
That's actually what I've been doing when I was watching it too.
Yeah.
Like watching it at night on bed.
In the bed.
Continue.
In the bed.
the adventure takes place in. And this is another area where the series shines. One Piece's world, to put it simply, is the largest, most intricately detailed and well thought out of any of the long-running shonen series, which may not be obvious from the offbeat cartoonish designs of Oda's artwork, but make no mistake, this is a world of layers with its own government, economy, cultural and racial divides, with many, many different factions, all of whom have their own philosophies and motivations. While Luffy and his crew are often at the center or at least involved in large-scale global incidents, the world also progresses entirely separate to them. Major plot incidents completely separate from the Straw Hats are common, and when they do occur, they reverberate throughout the world on such a scale that it drastically affects the lives of every character in it, such as Porticus D. Ace's showdown with Blackbeard that resulted in the Great Summit War. It always feels like there's a larger picture
that
in
sounds
One
like a
Piece,
very
and
intense
depending
war.
on the global political climate of the time, Luffy and the Straw
I don't
Hats'
think it
allies
even
and
was.
enemies can switch from arc to arc, giving the world this intriguing, ever-changing dynamic. And so One Piece's world succeeds on a grand scale, but what may be even more impressive is the characters that Oda has filled it with. What at first can seem like a cartoonish gag character can, through Oda's storytelling, become a portrait of life at its cruelest and most tragic. And this information is often
One Piece
delivered through weighty
flashbacks, bro.
flashback stories, in which we're taken through the key moments of a character's life. And while a badly used
Renki was
flashback
built
can
weird,
utterly
bro.
kill the momentum of a series, Oda uses them in such a way to give his characters weight, grounding, and motivation that otherwise just wouldn't be possible. Like, seriously, you see this dumb-looking idiot in a diaper? This is Senor Pink,
What
and
the
this guy
hell,
has a
bro?
backstory that is absolutely
Oh.
Boy,
heartbreaking.
that's a real
And upon
character.
hearing
I
it,
actually
it
remember his
completely changes
backstory.
everything about how you see him. Moving swiftly along. Actually,
Oh,
no,
he's not
wait,
gonna say it?
no.
Oh,
I know
Please,
some of you
I
out
wanna
there don't
hear
believe
this
me,
backstory.
so we're gonna prove it. Let's do this. Senor Pink started out his adult life as a member
Senor
of the brutal
Pink?
Don Quixote.
let him cook. Let him
His
cook.
days were frequently filled with criminal activity and brutal violence. Until one day, in the pouring rain, he met a woman who he immediately fell in love with. They got married, had a child, and for a while at least, everything was perfect. Except
actually
that
is
Pink
kinda
was
sad.
still involved in the
I
Don
hear the
Quixote
music in the
family,
background.
which he hid from his wife for fear that she might leave him. One day he's called away on a secret mission and disappears for an entire week, and upon returning, discovers that the day he left, his precious son had passed away, and now his wife, furious and heartbroken, demands an explanation, and he tells her everything,
even
at
look
which
like One
point she
Piece at this
demands he
point.
stay away from her, rushes from the home in the pouring rain, before getting into an accident that leaves her in a vegetative state. Pink, devastated by the events, visits her every day in hospital, until one day, on a whim, puts on a bonnet reminiscent of their son in an attempt to entertain her, and miraculously, she cracks a small, delicate smile. And so, for the sake of seeing his wife smile, he continues to dress more and more elaborately, even enjoying the ridicule of everyone around him. Years
People
later,
are
his
always
wife too has
clowning
passed,
people.
but he still dresses this way out of remembrance for her and of his beloved son. And so, one of the silliest
That's
looking
tough.
characters in One Piece actually has legitimate character motivation for dressing this way.
And if y'all even felt a tingle in your heart at that, wait till it happens. Like, you get the flashbacks for a main character. Like, yeah, it's
Yeah, that's a side character. Never even knew who that
this
was.
is basically a background character, my boys.
Just to
I'm
find
taking a
this, he
picture-
becomes an
no,
actual
I didn't do that as a
grounded,
profile
tangible
picture.
character. What really gets me here is that this is one tiny, inconsequential character in One Piece's world. And
Nah,
yet
that goes
still,
hard.
Oda manages to imbue him with a sense of depth and grounding many writers fail to give even their main protagonists. And that's to say nothing of the amazing job Oda's done in establishing the main major heroes and villains of One Piece's story. Having so many characters with such fleshed out histories and motivation is the primary factor that makes One Piece's worlds feel so vivid and alive, and makes each individual character feel like a true story in their own right. The last thing I'd like to talk about with One Piece is also one of its least tangible elements, and that is the creativity and imagination that's gone into it. There's always a sense that when reading One Piece, Oda himself is enjoying the world and characters more than anyone. It can be seen in the new and creative ways Luffy uses his at first seemingly limited power. It can be seen in the bizarre visual design of many of the world's inhabitants
I've
and the
seen this guy
camaraderie that
before.
takes place between the Straw Hats, and even in the ever-evolving, unique structure of Oda's story
Oda has a
arcs.
Bible.
He always seems like an author not striving to hit a deadline, but an artist creating a world and story distinctly of his own vision. This is something we're going to dig
Oda got
a
a Bible
lot
as
deeper
well.
into in a future video, but for now, just trust me, simply no one writes a story like Ichiro Oda. So with all that in mind, where should you start? Well, the obvious answer is page 1, chapter 1. The manga is for the most part
right.
a fantastic read, but I understand people's reluctance to get into it given its insane length. And the anime comes with many of its own issues too, such as a weak production run and masses of filler. But if you're curious to know if One
Yeah,
Piece
masses of
really is for you
filler.
or not, or
We'll
even
skip
if
the
you
filler.
dip your toe
We'll
skip
in,
the filler.
allow me to present a different option, and that is the fantastic One Piece Movie 6, Baron Amatsuri and the Secret Islands. Directed by Mamoru Hosoda of the Digimon movie The Girl Who Leapt Through Time and Summer Wars, the movie encapsulates, in a digestible 90 minutes, everything that makes One Piece as a series so much fun, on top of having some absolutely gorgeous animation and character designs, and one of the darkest and hardest right turns I've seen in any film for a
I don't think
while.
I ever watched
It
this,
requires
so I'm
basically
actually
no
down.
prior knowledge of One Piece
Yeah,
to
let's
watch
watch
it
this.
and enjoy,
Let's-
and I think
should we
even
react
if
to
you
this
have
movie?
zero interest in One Piece, seeing one of Japan's most talented directors put his own unique spin on the world of pirates is absolutely worth checking out.
Own spin.
Guys, that's going to do it for my intro
Ooh.
into One Piece, and there is still a ton more we need to talk about. The characters, their themes, Oda's unique
Alright, we'll pause it at his outro.
Did he make another part? Did he make another part to like the appeal of One Piece?
No, I don't. Not like this. It's like goes
It
into
feels
retro.
different.
It's like a retro. The other ones are like retrospectives, which I don't think we
Yeah.
need to watch.
Yeah, the retrospective was long.
Yeah. So I'll say like once you get to Arlong Park, that is where I actually realized I really like the show. And then once the Anissa lobby, that's my favorite. That's where I think One Piece is one peak. So yeah. All right, guys, we're gonna stop yapping because we're gonna watch the show on the channel, and maybe we'll check out that movie. I don't know. I'm actually kind of down because I've never seen it.
Yeah, we might. Yeah, me too. So if you guys want to see that unedited, if you guys want to see all of our videos unedited, go to the Patreon. Has it been created yet?
Yes.
It has? Okay, well then it will definitely be in the link in the description. It's probably relatively cheap, right?
Yeah, like $5.
$5
this
to watch unedited One Piece with all of us reacting it to. Worth it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This was the Hijinks. Make sure to go down to our channels, subscribe to all of us. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys. We will all see you guys next time. Peace.